And despite spending billions in network and endpoint security every year, it's been said that 66% of the executives are still not confident that they are protected from bad actors. And what's a bad actor? It's anyone inside of your environment who's posing as an employee who has either hijacked someone's credentials, borrowed someone's credentials, or using their own credentials for malicious purposes. When we take a look at the typical security infrastructure, it's routinely circumvented. You've got your VPN for your employees. You've got your business partners coming in through VPN access. You've got your customers. Maybe you support customers in the cloud. Maybe you support customers coming in from on-premise. Whatever it's going to be, you have a number of other people within your environment outside of your employees that you're giving access inside to. Then we have our cloud applications, and we have our on-premise with our commercial and homegrown applications. This can be giving access to anything, including your data store, your Active Directory infrastructure. It can be financial applications. It could be homegrown applications. It could be trading applications for the finance industry. I focus a lot of my time in the federal space, so we have a number of different agencies that host other agencies coming in. In the event of disaster and emergencies out there, you have outside fire and police that need to get access in, so they open it up broad for everyone to be able to get inside. And they don't really have a method of controlling access into that environment outside of a username and password. Inside the environment, we're running typical products like Symantec. We've got your Palo Alto, you've got your Juniper, your F5 networks, RSA tokens inside using Bit9, Trend Micro. Everyone's got everything protected. Everyone has their antiviruses in there. You're running VPN. You're doing authentication with username and password. It's interesting that how many different things are just secured these days with a simple username and password. I spoke to a government customer that has over 1 million users accessing email simply by using username and password through a broad public URL. Anybody can get into that email using username and password. And when we talk about passwords these days, if anyone watched that Jimmy Kimmel episode where he did the interviews with people out on the street, started asking them personal questions about themselves. Where were you born? What street did you live on? What's your wife's maiden name? By the end of that day, they were able to actually figure out the passwords, even if those people actually gave them their passwords. So these days, security questions are not enough. People put simple password in. If you're not putting in password complexity inside of your environment, requiring 10, 12, 14 characters, uppercase, lowercase, special characters, it's not hard to assume in a lot of cases what passwords are, because a lot of people use the same password for everything. Pet's name, mother's name, daughter's name, son's name. I'm guilty of it on a couple of my own things in my own house by using my son's name or what that's going to be like.